Hello guys and welcome back. So the render is done, or the sim is done. We have our second effects. I'm going to copy the path, paste it here, and let's take a look. Alright. And we have some extra layer added on top. I think the secondary, I'm not sure what happened with this, but it doesn't look very visible anymore. Maybe I didn't connect it. Yeah, it's not very visible. So let's preview just this one. And what I want to do is the color right now is not based on velocity, it's just inheriting the previous one, which is cool. I like it. But I want to create, I want to make a new one. So I want this color to be recomputed based on its own velocity. I'm gonna say 0, maybe 10. Let's go back up. Let's say 20. Yep, that's some nice curvature there. And I'm gonna change the background to dark. Make sure this is set to pixels, and let's hit play. Take a look. It's very, very important to view the elements in 24 at 24 FPS or 25. So just the first frame where it's at the bottom I don't like, but we can add a pop kill if the point is below this, delete it. Simple as that. And I think the second layer is mixed in with everything else. We could increase it as well, but it is there. And it feels like a water bomb now. And let's do one more thing. I'm gonna dive inside. I'm gonna add a node called HSV, or color correction. I can treat this as a color. It doesn't have to be treated as numbers. It's a color. I'm gonna expose these guys. I'll explain why in a second. Gain and gamma. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this, or actually I need the first original result. I'm gonna copy that and paste it, and let's recolor it so it looks different from this. I don't want them to look the same. So I'm gonna use this hue shift to change the colors. One like that, maybe red. And I'm gonna lower this maybe 10. 25. Let's add some more gamma. Saturation desaturated a bit. And we can also add it here. But the goal is I want to preview both of them at the same time. And I'm gonna add the delete expression. Where did we have it? In here? Nope. In this guy. We had a pop kill, pop wrangle. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna just copy this. That's what I needed. And gonna create a wrangle node and just do it here because it would be nice to do it in the sim, but it's fine also to do it here. Okay. Alright, let's control click this guy, and now they're both on top of each other. Overlaid on top of each other with the trail, obviously. And let's do a play. Let's do a preview. And I really want to show you guys this with motion blur, because I think it's very, 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 very important to understand that. It's gonna add a huge difference to this, and it's going to improve the look quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mantra node and do similar renders to what like we did in last week. And this is what we have. Actually, let's sorry, I want to add back the full trail, so I'm gonna say frame 1 250, and this will include the trail coming in. And this looks like it needs a little bit more work, but I think you guys got the idea. And again, this layering concept is very, very important. There is no rule. If you can isolate, if you can find ways to isolate certain part of your sim, of your original sim, and use those as a source to create secondary sims and then overlay on top of each other, overlay all of them, you can create a lot of complexity without having to overcomplicate things. This is just simple setups that we've made here. And let's see. Cool. That definitely feels like water. And I think the reason this is going up like that is because that we added the Y velocity set to 2, and that's pushing the points up. Cool. Okay, as I promised you guys, I am going to create a new camera, and let's merge these two guys. And I'm gonna copy this delete here, this attribute delete. I'm gonna paste it, and this way I don't have to, because all the attributes gets passed to the render. I'm going to also delete the grouping and everything. So delete all the groups. And I'm going to copy all this and create a new geonode. I call it particle render. Dive inside and paste this. And let's create a wrangle node. Set the p scale to be equal to 1. And then we can change it at the upper level. And obviously we have the velocity and everything, which is cool. This guy is referencing a path relative to the node, and it doesn't exist anymore, so I'm gonna simply give it where it needs to look. Explicit dust hit, this guy. Okay, and let's turn on motion blur, sampling motion blur. Let's set this to 0.1. Frame the camera. Okay, the trail needs a lot of point for sure. And let's create a mantra node. Gonna leave the settings to the default, and I just need one object. Again, we're gonna talk about all this, so I only want to do this to show you guys how it looks like once rendered, because I know it will be different. Okay, let's do render to mplay. Point is too big. Point 0.025. 0.1. Let's try this. I'm gonna make a floating copy of this and put it here, so you can hit render it quickly. Yeah, and you can see now we have a lot more interesting motion. And let me plug the same coloring node. This guy I'm going to copy and put it towards the end. This way it overrides everything, and that way we can just focus on the silhouette and the shapes instead of these two elements separate. And there is no lights at the moment. We're just looking at raw raw points. There is no lighting or anything on them. Let's lower the point size one more time. See, the trail is not visible. It needs a lot of points. But this stuff is very, very, very cool. And with the system that I showed you, where to create a sphere and noise it up and then compute the difference, could really work. It works really well when you want to create these kind of effects. Okay, that's our first pass. Let's talk about some more stuff in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.